All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. So now that we've added a notification there, we need to highlight which ones are part of the notification in there. So this one goes to tests, and here we have created a variable called unsubmitted, which will contain all the unsubmitted test IDs. So what I want to do is just see what it contains for the moment. So if I go to tests view, yes. And then here we have an included file. Actually, this is perfect. We can test it right here. I will put some PHP tags and echo unsubmitted. So instead of echo, actually, I will use show, not forgetting that $sign. All right, so save that and let's see what we've got. So refresh, and there we go. So we have an array with test IDs here, which is cool. So all we have to do is check if one of these is available in this array. If it is, then it's part of this list here of tests that need attention. So to do that, we have to go into the tests inc. So I'm going to click here, tests inc. And for every row, so let's look at where a row starts and ends. So table row starts here. This other one is for the headings, so we don't care about that. It's just this one. So a particular row, let's look at some classes we can add to highlight it. So maybe border, let's see, border danger. Let's try that class name. So if I refresh, you see that there's a, oh, this is zoomed in. All right. So you see that there's these lines on the ones that are being talked about, but I can't really tell which is which. If it's on this and that and that, it's on all of them, but it looks like only some of them are, like the first one doesn't look like it's doing much. So maybe let's try BG background danger. Maybe that will help. Let's refresh. Okay, that's much better, but too much. So instead of using these classes here, what we can do, let's see if I try warning. Maybe it's a little bit more subtle. It's ugly. Okay, so what I'll do, instead of adding this, at least I know what to do here. Let me type a style instead and say background color. Now we're going to use a hex value, and a hex value has 6 numbers, each one corresponding to R, G, and B, red, green, blue, and then the numbers start from 0 up to F. So F is the maximum number, 0 is the minimum. So F is like, because colors are RGB, so if I want to put, I can put 3 values, 1 for the red, 1 for the green, 1 for the blue, and then 0 goes up to 9, and instead of putting 10 we put A, 11 is B, 12 is C, just like that, up to 15, which is F. So those are intensities, so they correspond to RGB. So if I type something like 0, 0, 0, that's 0 for red, 0 for green, 0 for blue, so that's black, just like this. And then white is obviously FFF, since F is the maximum. Now you put some fine tuning here. Instead of just 0, 0, 0, you can put 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. So each one, 2 of these digits will correspond to red, and then 2 green, 2 blue. So that makes 6 digits. So let's see this in action here. Now I can put 0, 0 as well. That's fine. you won't really see a difference here, because the other value also goes from 0 to F. So these are just fine-tuning values. Now instead of this, we can put 2 more values for transparency. So 0 is transparent, so they have to be 2 digits, and then FF is obviously maximum. So here I want to put transparency of 44. Let's try that. Okay, so you can see it's there, but faint, which is nice. Let's try even 33. But let's change the color a little bit. I want more red in this, so I'm just going to put 88 maybe, as close as possible to the maximum, which is F. And there we go. So at least it highlights. You can put whatever color you want. You can actually right click, inspect element, and then go to if you select the actual element, you can click here and go crazy with the color that you want to use, and then add you can add the transparency you want, etc, etc. So there we go. So let's see what looks good. Let me put it on maximum here and move this one in case, because some phones do not show transparency, so keep that in mind when creating colors. Some devices do not show transparency, so best not to rely on it. So let's copy that value and paste it here. Right, goody. So the background colors are all set. Now I only want this kind of background color on a test that requires attention, so we have to check if it's inside this array before we can do any of that. So we have to check if unsubmitted, and then we add that style. So what I'll do is I'm going to put some PHP tags, of course, and tell it what to echo. So I'll put an equal sign and say something like, I don't know what condition we'll put in there, but once it's true, we will put this, we'll echo this out. So I'll put single quotes outside that, full colon, empty quotes, and then close the PHP tag like this. Okay, so we are echoing something in this style, which is background color, if a certain condition is met. So what condition is that really? We want to see if our test ID is inside the unsubmitted variable. So let me remove it from here, which is in the test view. Let's go back to test inc, and let's see how a test ID is taken from this. And this is how it is taken, like this. Now the fact that I'm seeing this means there's probably something wrong here, but let's try and add a condition. So we say in array, like that. So what is the need? What are we looking for? Let's start with the haystack. Let me paste that, because the haystack is what contains everything, and that's the unsubmitted. And then the test ID is right here, test row test ID, and I will put that in there. So if this test ID is inside this, then we're in business. Cool. Oh, I see why this is happening, is because I have a that single quote is on the wrong place. The double quote, sorry, because it's supposed to represent the end of the style attribute. So I have to move it out to the end there, like so. Okay, great. So that color disappeared. That's good. So let's try this again. I will refresh, and all of them get that except this one. So I guess that's good. It shows that things are working. Okay, so these require some attention. That is nice. So if I go back now to my answered tests, and let's remove these ones that have changed them back to 1 because they already were submitted, and I refresh, it will show me that there's this test only that requires this user's attention. So it shows here 1 test and it shows one test here as well. So I click this one, I haven't answered, 0% answered, yes, but it's in my class, that's why I get the notification. All right, so that's how we do it. And let me let's see, answered 100%. There's a part where I don't want the, let me log in as the main, let's see here, at Yahoo as an admin. Let's see if we haven't broken anything with this. So tests, yeah, which is cool. Now to save processing time, because this let's see here, this will run even though there's a teacher, what's this, in the, it will try to show the notification here even though this is a lecturer or an admin. So we can save time by going to these functions and only doing this if the current user's rank is student. So yeah, let's try that. So we say if get rank, yes, is equal to student, right, and then we do everything else, but we should still return a 0. So let me move everything over like this. Yes, the 0 shall be returned regardless. That's why we'll put it outside this if statement. So copy that again and just put it there, and duplicate this and move everything over like that. So let's see if we haven't broken anything. No, we have not. Okay, very cool. And also, if I'm not a student, I shouldn't see whether I have answered my own questions here, right? So let's go to tests inc, and where is that, test inc, and let's see where it says answered. This one, if can take test, no, is this the one? Check this test, no. What I'm looking for is the percentage, get answer percentage, with class, profile. Okay, so this is all something else. Raw user ID, get user. Okay, so this just chooses which percentage to show and then percentage at the end. So let's see, answered. So what I want to do is omit this if I am not a, oh, so this same thing is shown on the profile, I guess. So we may disturb things if we changed it. No, I think I'll leave it for now. It's not hurting anything, so sorry about that, my bad. All right, so far so good. What we need to do now is make semesters and school year as well. That way, what I want is for only the content, only the classes for a particular school year should be visible, because every school year obviously there might be new classes and you have to bring in new students and all that. So you must start on a clean slate. So every year the teacher has to specifically add students in new classes. So it should only show classes for that particular year. And then the semesters as well. So it would be a good idea to show only tests for that particular semester, unless you select a different one. Same with school year, you select a different year, then it will show you content for that particular year and that particular semester. All right, so I'll see you in the next video.